All right, greetings everybody. Welcome to another segment of Masterminds Monday. I'm your host, Phylecia Tarael-ANU, and unfortunately our other host, Brother Damon Rawls, could not be with us tonight. But of course, he'll be with us again next week. So again, he's busy with work as usual. Again, which is a great thing, of course, right? Now, again, just to give you a heads up, excuse me one second. Again, you're listening to Enlightenment Transformation. And if you've noticed, of course, we've made some changes. So before we were broadcasting this show, particularly live on Blog Talk Radio network, but we've made some transitions to come off because there's a lot of issues with Blog Talk and everything like that. So again, if you're following us, again, you can catch us here every Monday at 9 p.m. And it's live. So that means you can interact and engage with us. So depending on what link that you were given to access the show, if you are with us via YouTube, of course, you can leave your comments and questions there, and we'll get back to those questions there. But however, if you are on the actual Google Hangout, you can submit a question or a comment via Q&A. But again, these shows are a little brief. There'll be about 20 to 30 minutes as opposed to the full hour that we used to do on Blog Talk, just to get started. But again, we welcome your participation and your questions and comments. So again, that's just something to know that it's a bit of a transition. So as of now, Masterminds Monday, as well as Anu Asafo, is on right here on YouTube and our Google Plus channel, which is Enlightenment Transformation. However, we have two other shows that are also still on Blog Talk Radio. So again, if you want to know all of our going on with the shows, you can contact us and check out our website, which is enlightenmentandtransformation.com. So there you can see what shows are on Google Plus, which ones are still on Blog Talk. But if you want to check us out on Blog Talk, you can go to blogtalkradio.com/enlightenment and transformation. So again, excuse me one second. Excuse me, it's coming down with a bit of a cold or something, so I don't want to clear my throat on the air, of course. But again, tonight, if you are with us, we've been highlighting a bit of a theme. So let me just give 1 second so I can pull up the slides and we'll get started. And just to let you know, we've been doing a bit of a theme where we have been highlighting Africans and economic achievement. So that's been a bit of our highlight for the past few weeks, I believe, right about now. Excuse me. Where we thought it was good because, again, on this show, we talk about blending wealth and spirituality. And sometimes we just speak about certain people that we want to highlight. And then sometimes we talk about certain spiritual deities that you can work with. We did a whole series on the Orisha deities for building wealth and how you can work with them to, materialize the life that you desire, whether it's just peace that you want for yourself or whether you want material wealth, financial freedom or whatever it is that you want. So definitely tap into those shows. Again, those archives will be available on Enlightenment and Transformation on our Blog Talk side. But excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that. So again, tonight, this is a bit of a difference where we're speaking about particular people that we feel were pioneers and are pioneers within the African, culture and indigenous culture. And we wanted to highlight a couple people. But before we get into that, I wanted to make a few quick announcements as well. We have monthly webinars every single month. And again, that's through Anu Nation. And we had an excellent one this past month on herbs. And now this coming month, we're going to do one on the Magic Essentials of Oils webinar. And that's going to be exciting. It's going to be on October 12th. And there you can learn, different uses for oils, how they're extracted from plants. Because again, I know a lot of women, we love essential oils, but it's very, very big in spiritual work. So here you can learn how to use them, which ones that you can use. And of course, the meaning behind some of these essential oils in their spiritual practices. So it's excellent to come out and learn a lot about that. This is a bit of a series that we're going to have for that. And then in November, there'll be one on alchemy. So it's going to be a nice, exciting series. And they're both up and available for you to RSVP in advance. So again, please come to our events via RSVP in advance, so we don't, think that no one's coming in the last minute. There's this big surge. You kind of, come out early so we can prepare. It keeps everybody excited for preparing for you all. And you can go to RSVP at anunation.org/events. And that's where you'll see our complete event listing. And check that regularly, because we have a lot of times people will ask us where we're going to be, what are we doing, right after we come back from somewhere. And it's like, check the event listing, as well as always sign up for the newsletter. That's how you'll find out what's going on within Anu Nation. And when you sign up for the newsletter, check your social media folders. A lot of times you guys say, oh, I didn't get the newsletter. I didn't get the newsletter. And it's like, well, you're in there. It's just you're not checking your social or your promotions folder. So just check one of those tabs, especially if you have a Gmail account, because that's where it will get buried amongst all the other emails. But that's where we definitely send out our newsletters. So definitely check that out. And then in addition to that, definitely get signed up for your spiritual wealth consultation. So I do those. Of course, those are through Eye of Haru readings. And that does help you to, again, get more guidance in how you can tap into your spiritual wealth. And again, wealth isn't just dollars and cents, but this is the path that will show you what will lead you to that ultimate peace. Because as we'll get into, we'll touch on a little bit on this topic tonight. Sometimes you can have all the money in the world, but you won't have that peace that you're looking for, and you still have that internal conflict where you're still searching for something. So that's what spiritual consultations do. They kind of give you that guidance that will help you get on that path to what you are searching for. So get your spiritual wealth consultations, and you can do those on any of our websites. But if you go to alphaomegastore.com and just click on spiritual services, you'll see there it's a list of consultations that you can get. And there you'll see the spiritual wealth readings. I also do life path readings, 30-minute consultations. It's several readings there that you can choose from, as well as the description. So definitely, get yourself ready for your next season so you can get that guidance that you need. And on top of that, of course, visit us at the Alpha Omega Store for all of your spiritual and self-development needs. So whether you need supplies for your spiritual work, or if you like to meditate, you need meditation supplies, meditation cushions, books to help you get to the next stage. It's all about spiritual and self-development that we offer there. We have everything that will stimulate your senses, from your visual. We have DVDs, your mind. We have books. Of course, we have incense, that takes you to that next level, alters your consciousness. Everything that you can think of when it comes to spirituality and spiritual tools, you can find there. And of course, if you are looking for something that you can't find and you want to see if we can source that for you, definitely contact us through the store, because that's what we do. We try to find things that are kind of hard to find for some people when it comes to the spiritual work. So let us know. We'll definitely see what we can do for you. And of course, last but not least, always make sure you check our Support Us page, because that's where we offer people an opportunity to make contributions. So, if you want to help and be a part of what we're doing at Anu Nation, whether you want to volunteer as a blogger, or if you want to support any of our programs that we have going on, you feel free to do that by just clicking on any of those programs, and you can press donate and offer any type of offering that you would like. It's a drop-down list. And on the other hand, if you are a business owner and you want to reach a targeted audience to build your brand, that's where you can tap into our sponsors. So on the same Support Us page, click on the sponsors, and there you'll see the sponsorship kit. So that's where you can see the levels of sponsorship that we offer, as well as you can learn some insight into who our audience is, and see if that's something that you want to talk about. And so definitely check out that kit there. And again, you can go to anunation.org and click on the Supporters tab, and you'll see more information there as well. But again, let's just get right into our topic for tonight. So again, we've been highlighting Africans of economic achievement, and tonight we wanted to highlight Miss Janice Bryant Howroyd. Now, Miss Janice Howroyd, she's the founder of the It's called A Plus Company. It's a recruiting staffing firm, and she's the first African American entrepreneur to find this as Act One Group of $1 billion, the largest minority woman-owned employment agency in the country. It's a $1 billion firm, and she has a very interesting story, and what describes the foundation for her upbringing. Her molding that kind of created this woman that she is today. So what I wanted to do today is take a quick clip so you can see her in action and sharing some of her gems, right here in person. So give me 1 second, and then we'll share this clip with you so you can see a little bit of what she would like to share.
She's the founder of a corporate empire worth over $3 billion.
Act One is one of the largest staffing companies in the United States.
She's taken on the corporate world. Now, Janice Bryant Howroyd is ready to She's the founder of a corporate...
I'm sorry, 1 second. The excuse me, the slide is not coming up. 1 second. But again, just if you tuning in, you're listening to Masterminds Monday on Enlightenment and Transformation. And tonight we are highlighting Miss Janice Bryant Howroyd. So I'm going to play the clip and we'll come right back.
Empire worth over $3 billion.
Act One is one of the largest staffing companies in the United States.
She's taken on the corporate world. Now, Janice Bryant Howroyd is ready to share her secrets for success.
I'm from a small town, Howroyd, North Carolina. There are 11 children in our family. Our mom and dad ran a family like a business. Dad was the president and mom was the COO. And I think a lot of what I learned about life and about business, I learned from how my home operated. Dad always taught us, don't look around you to see what your opportunities are. Look inside yourself for them. We really grew up with that. For me, the moment was defining what I would do. And that occurred in Los Angeles.
In 1978, Janice parlayed $1,500 and a single phone line
Our first office was actually the front of a rug shop.
into a global staffing and technology empire worth over $3 billion.
My first big customer is still one of my best customers. Mama was right. If you treat them right, they stay with you.
Named one of Essence Magazine's 50 most inspiring African Americans and Ebony's 100 most influential
Then about business, I learned from how my home operated. Dad always taught us, don't look around you to see what your opportunities are. Look inside yourself for them. We really grew up with that. For me, the moment was defining what I would do. And that occurred in Los Angeles.
In 1978, Janice parlayed $1,500 and a single phone line
Our first office was actually the front of a rug shop.
into a global staffing and technology empire worth over $3 billion.
My first big customer is still one of my best customers. Mama was right. If you treat them right, they stay with you.
Named one of Essence Magazine's 50 most inspiring African Americans and Ebony's 100 most influential Black Americans, a committed volunteer and mentor who's helped thousands realize their own dreams.
In order for mentoring to be effective, it also has to be an equal investment. Let's flip over and now let's start to see what you bring to the relationship.
She's already a sought-after motivational speaker,
I want you to applaud yourselves right now. Let's do it. Come on.
talk show guest,
We have to think of ourselves as entrepreneurs.
and an expert on success.
I've got a lot of years, 30 years of experience building a business successfully. Those are experiences that people need to hear about, need to know about, and most importantly, they can learn from them. Never once have I changed anybody's life. What I do believe I've done is encouraged, inspired, and shown people how to change their own lives. I will not participate with the naysayers who say it's over for America or it's over for the American worker. What I say is, look at what we've really got working for us and put that to work.
Janice is ready to help America find success and balance in their own lives.
I just can't wait to help people to understand what my journey is like and more importantly, what their journey can be like.
All right. Again, apologize for the technical difficulties. My system had shut down, so we had a bit of a disconnect. But again, that was Miss Janice Bryant Howroyd, and again, that was one of the messages that we wanted to kind of share with you. Was a bit of her story, of course, and what, of course, you heard there was, you heard a lot. She has a ton of accolades, of course. You couldn't see the images, but towards the end of the clip, they show all these awards that she's received. She's been on Oprah. She's been on the Today Show. She's received awards for Black Enterprise magazine for being the top business of the year award as well, and many more. But what stood out the most in that clip in terms of her story, what resonated was, of course, her upbringing. And that you couldn't, of course, see the image, but she was one of, I believe, 10 children. And she had a large family. And, of course, they weren't wealthy. So they were, taught to be, thinkers. Use your mind to, make a way for yourself. Excuse me. And that is what kind of stuck with her. And it was like her upbringing from her family. And that what resonated with me the most. It wasn't that she's necessarily, African or a woman or a billionaire. I mean, that is a big deal, of course. But it's more so that what helped her to get there, her foundation and her upbringing that helped her to kind of take this huge leap that is, one and far and few in between. You don't see a lot of billionaire minorities in general, let alone Black women. So this is one of the things we wanted to highlight, of course, because it is a rare thing. However, what is key is that her family was her source of strength, and it was a very large family. So, even last week when we touched on the Golden Crest Enterprise, and you saw the clip there, I mean, his entire family runs that franchise, and it's $1 billion franchise. So it's like they make so, um, you know, you don't hear about these people. It's not really advertised as much as we feel like it should be. So that's why we wanted to take a few weeks to kind of highlight these people in our community that are really, paving the way. And it all starts with their family. Even if you go back to one of our previous shows where we did the wealthiest, minorities in the world, and a lot of them came out of Nigeria. I believe the richest, at least on the list at the time, one was from Nigeria. And of course, how did he get his starts? He got a loan from his uncle. So it doesn't necessarily always mean that you have to have this huge family, and then that's how you kind of get your leap. Sometimes it's not a huge family. Maybe it's just you have a wealthy family or the right people in your family that you can go to for resources to help you to get to the next stage of your evolution and your mark. And this is what this woman has done as well. I'm not sure if everyone has heard of her. She's not like a household name, but this is someone that we wanted to highlight for that reason, to hopefully give you even that inspiration to see how, having a foundation is key to kind of building whatever it is. So you don't necessarily, of course, have to be a billionaire, but having that foundation of family helps you to have that strong sense of that you can do things if you have that support behind you, and you can do it together and collectively because you have that support behind you to get there. And as you can see in her family, I mean, you couldn't see as you heard in her family, visually I could see the images, but it just sounded like they really ran her family like a business. So that's how she looks at everything, because her parents are still married, and a lot of people say, oh, marriage is a business. For some it is. And that's how I believe, she was sharing that kind of resonated with her. So all through college, through her career, she made a lot of power moves just based on how she perceived things and based on how her family was run, and it was like a business. So again, it's just something to keep in mind when you think about joining with people, to have certain like-minded visions and goals for your family. Because of course, if you want to bring children in the fold, you want to give them the right tools that they can navigate this world, properly. Because that's very important to do, especially if you want to maintain the wealth that you're trying to build. Because sometimes you can do that, spoil your children, and then they just completely ruin your legacy. So it's very key to be mindful of, your purpose and goals and visions for building wealth. But we just thought her story is very phenomenal. Of course, she's, far few and in between, especially in this country. We don't have a lot of, black billionaires, and she's one of them, and one of the first, to own a billionaire company. It's a little different from, how they refer to Oprah Winfrey, for self-made, a billionaire black woman, but she's slightly different. But either way, it's both phenomenal stories, and we wanted to kind of share her foundation because hers was very interesting because, of course, it ties in that family. And I know we beat that in your head, of course, on the show, but it's very key and it's very true. So again, I just wanted to share that with you for this evening. And again, thank you very much for coming out. And again, make sure you check out our events at alphanation.org. And of course, visit us at the Alpha Omega store. And don't forget to also get your spiritual wealth consultation. Definitely get those. All of those you can also book and schedule an RSVP at alphaomegastore.com. So thank you again for joining us, and we will see you all next week.